What's he doing now? So, I've been having an issue. Every now and again, the door decides it doesn't want to close, doesn't want to lock in properly. And my first thought was to try and adjust the latch, but that wasn't quite working as well. Now I could take this Torx out, but this one here is flogged out and won't come undone, so I couldn't really do any adjustment on there. And I'd had a look online, and there's some of these vans have an adjustment here so you can lift the door up higher, and I thought that maybe something was going on there, but of course this one doesn't really seem to have anything that allows you to kick it up. So I started wondering. I decided, well, best to get this cover off. Of course I've started the job before turning the camera on, but basically to get this off you got to pull the tail light off, which is 2 Phillips heads, then take a Torx screw out. There's another Torx screw at the forward end up in here, and then there's all these clips, and you've basically got to pull that off. So I've done that and hopefully not damaged the clippy bits there and there. So I've got to some parts of them are supposed to be in the van, so I'll look at that a bit later on. Otherwise I've got to get a whole new lot of stuff. But anyway, rambling on, I thought, oh well, we need to check the track and make sure that it's not loose. And what I found was at the forward section, of course, that one's quite loose, and that'll be why it's dropping down when the door gets in here and not latching all the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Now when I'm trying to close the door, I've been trying to lift it up so that the alignment would be quite right. I'm not able to lower this bracket down. There's no adjustment to lower that down, so really that needs to be done. But the problem is, of course, and I think somebody else has probably had a crack at it, but the Torx screw is flogged out, so we can't undo it, or we can't tighten it up. So that's a bit of a pain in the rear end, isn't it? But at least now I can confirm that that's what it is. I don't have to go and buy new hinges, I don't have to go and buy new locks. All I've got to do is get some of these Torx screws from somewhere and then work out how I'm going to get that sucker off, because it's quite a flat screw, a little bit like these little pan heads. So normally in a situation like that I'll just cut across there with a grinder and use an impact driver to take it out and then put a new one back in, but that might have to be a job for Ron later on. I've decided to stay an extra day at camp today, just because I did, and so I'm just mucking about. So I might give this a bit of a clean, because it looks as though it could use one, and put it all back together again. All the little clips, I think they're pretty much try and make them single use only. So next time I go to pull this off, I'll have to get a packet of those, just because when you try and pull them off, it either pulls the whole thing out, which becomes a right pain in the bum. So I reckon that's what the go is. So we've got the door back together, and I haven't really done anything on the adjustment side, but it is working that time, and it is working now, which is a funny sort of thing, because I'm sure we'll have another time when it won't. But if it's working now, I'm claiming it, even if it's only temporary. And now I've got to put the brothel back together. Hello, Maggie. Yep, knew I forgot something. So these, which way does that go? It goes this way up. Now these push-on connector things are okay. They'll do multiple trips around the sun. So I don't know why manufacturers won't do that with all their stuff. Anyway, that's back on. A couple of Phillips head screws. Well, we're back here again at Wodonga Prestige, and the clips and bolts and things for the sliding door should be turning up today, so I'll find out what the go is. Hey? Hey? Easy outs. What's going to happen? I knew it was going to happen. Did the easy out. Alright. Next option. Well, so I'm at my friend's place, and I didn't want to do any filming, have him on the camera, because he doesn't want to be on the camera. So what we ended up doing to get rid of that bolt is I found some, or borrowed some needle nose vice grips that managed to get onto the screw head, and I was able to wind that out and use a tap to clean the thread, and then put the new bolts in, put the new clips on the cover plate, and now there she goes. Lovely. So we're hoping that's the end of that saga, because that was frustrating me a bit. But anyway, all right, we'll catch you a bit later.